If I could go back 5 years and give myself one thing to survive the holidays, it wouldn't be more willpower, it wouldn't be another diet, and it definitely wouldn't be a just don't eat the cookies mindset. It would be a plan, a real holiday survival plan. Because every December used to wreck me. I'd start strong, full of motivation. And by mid-month, I'd be drowning in the food noise, the stress, and the guilt. But this year, it's different. I build a system, not a restriction plan, not a set of rules, but a rhythm that keeps me grounded and calm and consistent. So today, I'm going to be sharing the holiday survival plan I wished I had 5 years ago. Because if you're tired of feeling like the holidays always set you back, you might just change everything with this. And trust me, it's not what you think. So let's start with how I used to do the holidays. I told myself every year, this time I'm going to be good. And then I would try to white knuckle my way through parties and dinners and those cookie trays. I would skip meals to save calories. I would say no to dessert, and then I would go home and binge because I felt deprived. I'd compare myself to everyone else who seemed so relaxed while I was secretly spiraling out of control inside. And by January, I always felt the same. Heavier, exhausted, and frustrated at myself. What I didn't realize was I didn't need more control. I needed a system, and it needed to be something simple that would help me stay calm in all this chaos. So I built what I call my calm and grounded holiday plan. It's not about restriction. It is about that rhythm. And it's basically 5 habits that will anchor me, even when everything around me gets really loud. So now I want to go through them one by one. Number 1. The 10-minute morning anchor. 5 years ago, I would wake up and immediately scroll. Emails, social media, text, and I would plug into chaos before I even plugged into myself. Now, I spend the first 10 minutes at least of my day doing something that fills me up before the world can drain me. Sometimes it's journaling, sometimes it's stretching, sometimes it's going for a walk, and sometimes it's just sitting in silence before the noise of the day starts. The point isn't to be perfect, it's just to be present in the moment. Because if you start your morning with that kind of peace, then it is a lot harder for the chaos to steal it later. I used to get swept up in holiday food like I didn't have a choice. But here's the truth, we always have a choice. So now I make a non-negotiable plan for myself, which includes breakfast is always a big bowl of fruit and maybe some oats. Lunch, always a giant salad with beans and veggies and maybe a soup. Dinner is always warm and nutrient dense, so like a veggie bowl that's just packed full of those veggies. Then whatever holiday events come up, I work around that structure. Because having that foundation makes the indulgence feel optional and not inevitable. It's not about being strict. It's about staying steady. One of the biggest reasons that I used to spiral during the holidays was I said yes to everything. Every event. Yes to every request. Yes to every food someone offered me, because I wanted to be polite and not rude. And every yes to someone else was a no to myself. So now I practice the say no with love rule. That means that I can decline an invitation. I can pass on a dessert, or I can set a boundary and still be kind. I don't owe anyone a performance, but I do owe myself that peace. So when my aunt insists I try her famous pie, I just smile and say, it looks amazing. Sorry, but I'm full right now, so maybe later. That one phrase has saved me from so many guilt-driven bites. This one is a lifesaver. Whenever I feel myself slipping, I'm stressed or triggered or just ready to numb out, I do the pause and a 2-minute reset. It's very simple. I just stop what I'm doing, put my hand on my chest, and breathe and hear my breath. In for 4, out for 6, and I ask myself one question. What do I need right now? Comfort or control? Most of the time it's neither. I just need that moment of calm. Those 2 minutes are enough that interrupt the autopilot that would lead me straight into food. 5 years ago, my brain never shut off. I'd be wrapping gifts while watching TV, scrolling Instagram, texting a friend, and then mentally planning January all at once. Now I detox nightly. Not with green juice, but with silence. 8 p.m., I unplug. No screens, no scrolling, no stimulation. I turn down the lights and I write in my journal and I give my brain that gift of stillness. Because peace doesn't happen automatically, you have to create it. And when I stopped doing these things, something weird happened. The holidays stopped feeling like something I had to survive. I stopped dreading parties. I stopped waking up bloated and angry at myself. And I stopped making January 1st a reset date. Because when you live in rhythm instead of reaction, you don't need a reset. You're already aligned. This plan made space for joy again. I could actually enjoy my family and the lights and the quiet moments without food chaos just taking over. And here's what I wish someone had told me 5 years ago. You don't have to fight your way through the holidays. You can just flow through them. The goal isn't perfection. It is that peace. You're not weak for wanting comfort. You're just human. But real comfort does not come for sugar or for stuffing your emotions down with food. It comes from being kind to yourself when everything else feels hard. And that's the mindset that makes the plan work. Grace over guilt. Every habit I use now, from the morning anchor to the digital detox, comes from one question. How can I make this season feel lighter? Not easier, not shorter, just lighter. If you want to build your own holiday survival plan, start by asking yourself 3 things. What drains me the most during the holidays? Be honest. It might be family tension, overeating, or just overcommitting, but write it down. Then, what actually brings me peace? Maybe it's walking, or journaling, or prayer, or music. Those will be your anchors. And what can I say no to this year? You don't have to be everything to everyone. Boundaries do not ruin holidays. They protect them. They protect you. So build your plan around those answers. Keep it simple. 3 to 5 non-negotiables that you'll stick with no matter what. That'll be your rhythm. If I could go back 5 years, I would tell that overwhelmed version of me this. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You just have to be. Because healing isn't loud. It's really quiet. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. It's walking away from that buffet table and choosing peace instead. It's realizing that joy doesn't come from food. It comes from freedom. And freedom starts when you stop surviving and start designing your holidays with intention. So yeah, this is the holiday survival plan I wish I'd had 5 years ago. It's simple, grounded, and peaceful. And most importantly, it does work. So if you're tired of starting every January feeling like you have to fix what December broke, try this plan with me. Start your mornings with calm. Eat nutrient-dense whole foods that love you back. Say no with kindness. breathe before reacting, and unplug when your brain feels full. That's it. That's the survival plan, not to get through the holidays, but to actually enjoy them. And if you want a deeper guide for this, I would love for you to join us in the community. That's where we're going to close out this year with peace and purpose and support. Because this year we are not chasing control. We are choosing the calm. So if you want to join, that link will be in the description. And until our next conversation, stay kind to yourself, eat like you love yourself, and keep going. You are doing better than you think. Bye for now.